WUTV presents Pitching Grips. Here to show you how to grip many different pitches. Gennusa.
Welcome to the show, Pitching Grips. I am your host, Joey Gennusa, and I'm here to show you many different pitching grips on a baseball. So, here we go. So to first start out, we just have a baseball. That's what you're going to throw with. Basically, there's many different pitches. We have a fastball. There's a four-seam and a two-seam fastball. And then you have a changeup, a curveball, a slider, and then for instance, today we'll show you a knuckleball. Basically, all these pitches are thrown by pitchers in baseball, and they throw to hitters and they try to get them out. Basically, baseball has been around for a while, and I would just want to show everybody how to grip many different pitches if you're wanting to try it out. So first of all, we're going to show you a four-seam fastball, and we'll show the demonstration right here. So in the demonstration, this is how you'll grip a fastball, and it's a four-seam. As you can see, my hands are over the seams right here. So the objective of throwing a four-seam fastball is to let the ball glide off your hands so it has backspin. And the more backspin that you have on the baseball, the harder it's going to go. And there's a common misconception of, okay, the harder I throw the baseball, the faster it's going to go. And, not necessarily true. It's all about getting that backspin on that baseball, because more backspin, the more wind's going to catch, and it's going to get more of that speed. And just a little fun fact, the average fastball in the major leagues is 95 miles per hour. Pretty fast, I know, but just to show what the grip would look like right here on the four-seam. So now we're going to talk about the two-seam fastball. The two-seam fastball is a little different when it comes to a four-seam. Two-seam, it breaks off to whichever side that your arms are on. For instance, I'm a left-handed pitcher, and to a left-handed batter, a ball would come in on them. So it's going to do that little breaking motion, and now I'll demonstrate how to grip a two-seam fastball. So right here, as you can see, you're gripping the two seams that are going across the baseball. So you put your hands over this, and then you'll put your thumb right underneath there. So basically, you're going to have the same conception of throwing a baseball, of putting that backspin on it. So at this time, the wind is going to react different off the laces, and it's going to cause the ball to break whichever side that your arm is on. So basically, it's going to go like that. As you can see, to show again, fingers on two seams right here, and the thumb underneath the baseball right there. So what we're going to go to now is what we call breaking balls in baseball. Fastballs, are mainly, pitches that you're going to blow a pitch by somebody. But breaking balls is to get somebody off guard. And the first one I'm going to show you is a changeup. So a changeup basically is when the ball looks like a fastball almost, but drops off at the last second. And causing that is by the different grip that is caused on the baseball. And I will go ahead and demonstrate what a changeup looks like. So there's multiple different changeups you can throw. You can throw one with basically your whole hand on the entire ball and with a circle on it, and that's called a circle change. So if you want to throw that, make sure you have that circle right there, and you have your ring finger pretty much kind of like right there. So then now, if you want to throw a regular changeup, you're going to have basically everything. It's almost like you're palming the baseball. So when you're palming the baseball, you're going to go ahead and make a conceited effort of taking a little bit off of the pitch. You don't want to throw it kind of like a fastball, but you still want that action of making it come off right there. So when we come back, we'll continue to talk about the changeup, and we'll make sure that we'll go ahead and get to the other pitches, and we'll be right back after the short commercial break.
Wake up to the crisp mornings with your family in place you can call home. There's nothing better than enjoying low temperatures with the sound of firewood crackling and coffee brewing. Find your place in rural Texas and let the Country Lender finance your winter memories.
And welcome back to Pitching Grips. I am your host, Joey Gennusa, and I am here talking about throwing different pitches and doing different pitching grips on a baseball. So last that we left off, we were throwing a changeup, and I'll show once again to the viewers how we throw this again. So what I talked about was a circle change first. First of all, you wanted that circle on it. I know it's kind of hard to see, but you want a circle on that baseball, hence the name circle change. But if you don't want to just throw that, you want the hands over the laces, just like that, and basically like you're palming the ball. And basically, you're just going to do the same motion. You're going to let that ball roll off your hands and get that backspin. Okay? So, on the same topic of breaking balls, we're going to go to a curveball. And the curveball is a pitch that, has a lot of attention on the arm. And a lot of people don't usually throw it. A lot of people have had elbow surgeries due to this pitch. So you have to make sure and you have to grip it and throw it right. So basically what I'm going to show y'all today as well is how to properly grip this pitch and make sure you don't have any problems when you come and throw it. So you can see the baseball right here. Your fingers are going to want to be placed on, as we call, the little horseshoe that's on this baseball right here. So you're going to have your middle finger on this lace right here, and then your pointer finger right next to it. So when you're gripping it, you want that thumb right underneath the baseball. And basically what you're going to do is, instead of that normal pitch, letting it slide out the hands that we've been throwing recently, we're basically going to give it a little curve action, hence the name. It's going to get a lot more spin on it, so you're going to see a pretty big difference when it comes to breaking off on the plate. So basically showing again, here is your middle finger on that lace and your pointer finger right next to it. Thumb right underneath the baseball, curve action, hence the curve. So coming back to other pitches, we're still on breaking balls, and the next pitch is a slider. A slider is almost like a curveball, but it is gripped way differently. And it's good to know all these pitching grips. A lot of people don't know how to grip a pitch, certainly when they come in and they pitch. But it's good to know exactly how you're going to throw this pitch so you can not cause injuries. So I'm about to show you guys what a slider pitch looks like on a baseball. So basically the same concept almost, except so on a curveball, it was right there, but instead, your slider pitch is going to be basically the same hand alignment, the middle finger on the horseshoe, but we're on a different part of the ball, and the pointer finger is right there. So it's almost like if you remember the two-seam. You're gripping the two-seam right there, but you're basically moving your hands a lot closer. So when you move your hands a lot closer, you're going to have that little curve action again, but instead of coming on top of it, you're going to come to the side. So it's going to give it a little slide action all the way across the plate. It's almost like a curveball, but it's staying on like a plane. It's going to break down a little bit, but instead, it's not going to curve off as much as a curveball would. So again, to show, here's a slider. It's like a two-seam fastball, but your hands are very close together. Your middle finger is right here, and your pointer finger is right there. And when you want to throw it, you're going to throw it right there. So there we have it. And a couple more pitches could be described as a breaking ball. We can see that we have a knuckleball. And a knuckleball is pretty crazy if you ask me. Not a lot of pitchers throw it, and it's very hard to grip. You got to have some pretty big hands. Personally, I don't throw it, but in practice, I'll go ahead and just throw it around whenever I want. But here to show you what a knuckleball would look like on a baseball, this is what I'm going to show you. So right here, as you can pretty much see, it's a kind of common misconception of people saying, here's a grip of a knuckleball, and you put the knuckles on the baseball, but instead, you're going to put your fingers on it. So that'll be all from today.